Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast where we try to figure it all out. With your hosts, Brandon and Collin. On this week's show, driving in the snow. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Can you hear me okay?
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, I'm touching stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
It's all going well. That's what that would mean.
Breaking everything.
Or not. Or not breaking things. Hopefully not today.
Oh dear.
It's been a good day. Been lots of excitement, but mostly in it not being terrible weather outside.
I mean, it was really, really cold.
Sure, but it wasn't like actively sleeting and icing and freezing over on things.
Well, that's true. That's a bonus, I guess.
Did you guys get off school this week?
Yeah, we got off school yesterday. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Did it actually snow a ton? No. No, it did not.
Yeah.
So one of those like we got out on the promise of a lot of snow, and then there wasn't a whole bunch, which I'm not sad about because it was really weird because it was like coming in and starting to do all that stuff. Like it was like when school would have been starting.
Yeah.
Right. So what? Excuse me. They have to make that call at like 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think I have a phone call. Let's see. Yeah, 5:18 a.m. So like you got to make this call real early, and then it's difficult whenever the thing is supposed to start at like 6, right? Like because you don't want it to be starting and get like real bad when all the kids are on the buses out and about. That's not good. Nobody wants that. So the timing thing was weird. It did snow most of the day. It just didn't like stick on the road too much. There was a lot of snow on the grass and everything. So it wasn't a pleasant. And then plus, there wasn't any snow on my road, which is like flat and,
yeah,
stuff. But like the roads where our buses have to go way down in the hills and hollers of the middle of nowhere, probably a bit of a different story. So, So yeah, no school yesterday. It was real weird. That made it real weird because I went to work on Monday for like in-service day.
Oh, right.
So I was at work, and then I wasn't at work again, and then I was at work today. But now with children. So
yes.
But like potentially I have to watch Friday. Right.
Oh yeah.
So this is where it gets real weird, right? So now I have to be thinking about like I might not see you again. So we got to watch Friday, right? So like Thursday night into Friday is supposed to be pretty potentially snowy.
Yeah.
And then like Sunday into Monday is more snowy. So like man, so we have to send tomorrow. Got to have a talk about devices going home because I'm going to send them home with them tomorrow.
Okay.
This thing because we haven't been sending them back because they're like brand new, and even though they're brand new, a bunch of them are broken already. Because these Chromebooks that we got are made of like paper, right? I don't really know what's happening, but the screens are just like all kinds of messed up.
Oh no!
Got these big crazy cases on them and stuff, and the screens are just all kinds of forked, right? It's weird. Oh, no. And the lady was like, well, make sure they're not carrying a bunch of stuff on their, like, on top of their computer, right? Like, have the computer and then, like, stack a whole bunch of stuff on it, right?
Sure.
Like, we don't have stuff though,
Yeah.
right? Like we don't have things. We don't, because we're all just we're trading classes in the same hallway now.
Yeah.
That we don't have. We have a Chromebook and like a book, like a reading book. That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what's happened to these things. Right. We got to get them sent home. We got to talk about. We got to test some offline mode stuff because some people don't have internet at their house, right?
Oh, right.
And all my work is on the Chromebook, right? So I just give them everything through Google Classroom. That's what they're used to using.
Sure.
But if they can go in tomorrow, I'm gonna have them go in and just like open the stuff, right? So that way it's in their drive. If they can open it, and then I believe the ones that I checked, I didn't check like all of them, but the ones that I checked already have the work offline extension thing attached to the, because it's a Chromebook thing, so it has like weird extensions off it. So it has that. So I think if they open it, it's fine. But I'm gonna have them all go in the first couple of assignments, just click the make available offline button.
Yeah, I mean that
should be fine.
Yeah,
should be good in theory. I don't actually know.
Well, and it's hard to test because you're like, if you did that, you'd have to make sure that everybody make sure that they leave it open long enough so that that everything downloads, right? And then tell everybody to turn off their Wi-Fi, and then you go around to verify that it's off, and then look at everything to make sure.
I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, that's too much.
So we're just gonna hope that it goes. I'm gonna have them open the first couple of my class stuff and say, all right, do this, boom, boom.
Okay.
Have them do that, look through there, because that way they'll have it. And if they don't have internet at home, fine. If they do, still fine. Right? It doesn't matter. Because I got to do that AMI homework stuff. So I just need to be like, look, you can do it. Ta-da. So we'll see. With the iPads, you could just it was way easy to just download it, and then you could just do it and then just upload it back. It was really simple to do that.
Sure.
This one, it's that button is gone. What now?
Let us think.
Yeah. So I think this should work. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. That's what we're worried about right now. Is just got back, just talked about expectations in your life as a second semester sixth grader. Oh, also, by the way, we might not have school a couple days here coming up soon. So we got
Snowmageddon for the next week. So goodbye, everybody. Enjoy.
Yeah, and even I can't remember what day it is. One of the days next week, it's supposed to be just stupid cold.
Well, all through this weekend, Monday and Tuesday are not supposed to be pleasant at all.
So Monday, the high is 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this means that if I have any wind chill at all, I'm touching negative 15-ish. Right? And so that's not good.
No, and
they might just call school for wind chill, right? Well, they've done that before.
Yeah, I know we have as well. But Sunday, you're supposed to get between 5 and 7 inches of snow, and Monday you're supposed to get another 1 to 3. So it's and Friday we're supposed to get around an inch or so. So it's there's a lot of snow, and it's going to be really. So it's not going to go anywhere, and that's where this stuff gets real dangerous, is because it just sticks around.
Sit. Yeah, and it'll be frozen, and then something will fall on it, and it'll freeze again.
Right.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because if I pulled up my handy dandy National Weather Service wind chill chart, again, ladies and gentlemen, something that you need in the Midwest, right? You need to have this available, right? Yeah. You just need to know, right? If it is 5 degrees, right? And if there is a 10-mile-an-hour wind, that puts you at a wind chill of -10.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
Right?
Monday, I think
That's the
winds
high.
are. I think winds are. Yeah. Did you say 10 miles an hour or so?
Yeah. So
Fun.
this means wait for it. All right. So this means that right, we have the potential here. We go back down. So that like 8 is the high. So it's going to be colder than that at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Ugh.
Right. So like we're going to be in the negative temperatures. If it is like the low overnight temperature is -5, right? If the wind is still 10 miles an hour, that will dump you into the -22 range.
Yes.
Which means if you are outside for 30 minutes, you will like exposed outside for 30 minutes, frostbite happens.
Yeah.
Right. That falls into that metric of the chart now. Right. Mm-hmm. Approximately 30 minutes for frostbite to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something else that we got to think about, right? This is like peak transportation time.
No, it is. It is. And kids waiting on buses. Oh, yeah. And that's actually now our got me thinking our walks and everything on Monday are going to have to be, well, this weekend will have to be cut basically to nothing.
Yeah.
It's frostbite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go outside to pee and then turn around and come back inside.
Right. And we'll probably, what we do in those situations is we do that like 4 times. But then it's, we can't do a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
But with kids at a bus, like, no, you can't have them waiting out for that. Like,
no. So we'll see what happens. It'll be, again, that is like the projected snowfall with, southwest area here. It's like, oh, maybe. Oh, just kidding. Oh, wait, no, a bunch. Like, it's like real confusing with our confluence of 3 major weather systems here. Like, really kind of mess things up. So we'll see. We'll track the low. We'll see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And then keep you posted on that one. Tomorrow's gonna be nice, but then that's it. No more for ever. So
yeah, it's gonna be pretty intense, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to plan around. Like, do we have snow days? And annoyingly, I had to go back today and they're like, oh, there's an assembly this afternoon. I was like, the what?
Are you kidding me?
There's a what?
Why would they do that? Why?
I don't know. So my whole afternoon was just lost to assembly. I mean, like, it wasn't the whole afternoon, but it was a good hour. And so by the time we all got back, I had one more class. So, like, what? We didn't do anything. Because what am I going to do with one class?
Yeah. Well, I know you had also talked about how it's hard to keep all of your classes progressing at the same rate when you're constantly being taken out for an hour here and an hour there and so on.
Yeah. And so on the first day back, I was like, I'm not even messing with that today. We're just going to talk about some review stuff and then done. Okay. There we go. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Old Kingdom tomorrow. Be ready. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's been my week, sort of navigating weather. Monday was terrible, though. Right? Like, it was real bad because come back. Okay. And I think I mentioned to you over the weekend that, like, they were going, okay, well, the state of Missouri says we have to have like mandatory dyslexia training.
Oh, right.
About like identifying dyslexia in students.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. That's fine. But I was like, I'm pretty sure we've had some because in the beginning of the year video package that we must watch and like you have to like watch them. They're videos that like you watch them and then there's like a quiz assigned to all of them. And you can't proceed unless you score 80% on the quizzes. So like you have to watch them, right? Like And so it's like a thing. You can't just like watch the video and be like, oh yeah, I totally watched it. So there's that. And then there's like some in there, but I guess it's not enough time. It's not long enough because we had to do like 2 hours almost of this. Right. However, because this was like a short notice thing, to remain in compliance with the state of Missouri, for 2 hours, I watched a previously recorded Zoom call.
No.
Yeah. Technically, it was two previously recorded Zoom calls.
Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Oh.
It was bad.
Oh.
Right. Like,
oh, that's rough.
It was.
Oh my
it was really
gosh.
rough. It was so bad. So it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, right? Haven't been to work in like 2 weeks, and I'm just like,
show up.
No. It was like 8:30 because the superintendent had to give a spiel about stuff, progress, and all that stuff.
As
right?
you do.
Blah blah blah. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. And then like, oh no, can't. It was so bad.
Was
It's like 2 hours of a lady talking to not me. Right? Like,
was it at least, like informative?
I mean, some of it, yes. Some of it is stuff that you like know is very common sense. And some of it, like, she started talking about stuff and it's like, what? Where is she going with this? Like, it was real weird. So, I mean, there was like the video presentation to go with it, right? There was like a lady talking over like a slideshow. So like it wasn't just only talking. That's good.
Right. But it also doesn't sound fun. Like,
oh, it was not. Right.
Yeah.
And I had to like not look at it for a long time because it was some I don't know, whatever video thing it was, like they were playing the captions back with it. Right. Which is fine. But like the captions play much, much faster than the lady was speaking.
Of course.
And so like I couldn't, because like, you know how on YouTube it does it, it's like it just like throws them up there. And then whenever it gets to the end, then it throws new ones up there. It was kind of like that.
Just keeps going.
Like, yeah, it wasn't in time with any sort of rhythm of speech, you know? And so I couldn't look at the screen just all the time because I would just automatically read the captions and then I would be done reading like way before she finished talking.
Okay.
And that like desyncing was really hurting my brain, right? Like I couldn't, like the lack of synchronicity was like, oh no, I can't. So I would just like listen, right, and stare at the table and my notebook, and then like I would look up when she referenced a chart, and I'd look away again, right? I was like,
and try and refocus on something, or
yeah, it was real. Oh man, it was. I know it's short notice, right? We couldn't like have a person come because that also costs money, right? There's that. And then like, real short notice trying to get this done so that like our next time we can keep talking about our other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but it was like a quick fix solution. But oh boy.
Now, is this something that did they just like find this on the interwebs, or did somebody send this to them, or how did they source this? Because this sounds okay.
I don't know, right? I don't know if they got it from like a resource thing, or if it was like included in some resources that we already had, or if it was just like somebody gave them a link to something that somebody else get. Like I don't actually know where it came from.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
Like, so I don't know how they found it or where they found it, or if it was like just on a website of like a company, or like, so I don't actually know, but it was quite painful to witness for a long time. Like,
sounds like it.
Oh, so that was Monday. That was most of my Monday. just sitting through this like mind-numbingly boring meeting about not even a meeting, really. And I don't even really want to call it a presentation because like nobody was presenting anything, right? Like a person wasn't talking about this. Like,
Mhm.
you know, there were some good parts about like some of them I remembered from other things, like myths about dyslexia, right? Like, you know, and like, it falls into the same like category of like I don't know, like other ailments that people like meme about, right? They're like, haha, I have OCD. I have to move my cup over here. Like, okay,
Oh,
first of all, like that's not what that means, right?
sure.
You don't have a debilitating, crippling illness that means you can't leave the house. Okay, like you got like the making light of it, like for like jokes or whatever. That there's a lot of things that are like that, and dyslexia is one of them. It falls into that category of people like make a lot of it. They don't take it very seriously. They're like, oh man, I said that word out of order. My dyslexia is kicking in. Like,
Yeah, or they
it's
say
not.
it they say it offhanded for like when they mix up some numbers, right? Like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I mix those up. I say those backwards. That's right. I'm dyslexic.
yeah. Technically, if you see numbers backwards, it's dysgraphia. Anyway, right. But like, yeah, like the offhand, like making light of it, right? And
Mhm.
it really sort of takes away from people that are actually struggling with this problem, right?
Hmm.
Like people that it's like, it's a learning disability, right? Like it makes learning difficult for you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, like, it's not something to be like joked about, right?
Mhm.
Like, I know that it's hard. It's one of those things. And I think the reason is because like it's really hard to like understand what that means if you don't suffer from that, right?
Hmm.
Like if you're like, oh man, yeah, I said was instead of saw, like that's not what that means. Like that's not dyslexia, right? Like you
Yeah.
know, you like you like brain. There's like it's a brain processing issue, right? And there are like coping strategies and like things that you can learn to to deal with it, but like doesn't go away, right? It doesn't like become cured and like you're not dyslexic anymore, right? That's not how this works. Right? It's like
Hmm.
a very very complicated like brain processing issue. And so like you're not receiving the information in the same way as somebody else. So it's like a very weird thing, and like I feel like that's not the thing to talk about enough. It's like it's not like funny, like it's just a thing that people say, all the time, and it's weird. So talk about that a little bit. But then, and like some of the myths, right? There's myths about it, like it's only like a boy thing. Like, no, like it does present differently in the different, you know, male versus female, and it's like a spectrum kind of thing too, where like some people are like a little bit, and then some people have like a more severe case, right? It's not just like a thing, you know, like it turns out most things are.
Yeah.
Right. It turns out
What?
most things are some sort of a spectrum qualities to them, right? It's like, oh, I mean, not everybody experiences this thing the same way. Wow.
Yeah. Amazing.
So there's some cool stuff like that in there, but then a lot of the other stuff they were just talking about, they started talking really like for a long time about like accommodations, right? And accommodations are things that you do in education. The word accommodation, means things that you can do to like add on to help students, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of things like, and they were talking about things like, give them extra time for assignments. you know, you can shorten assignments for somebody that has, blah, blah, blah. And
Sure.
they were going on and on and on and on. These are what we call universal accommodations, right? These are things that
Oh.
you can give any student these. You can give these to anybody. So like
Oh.
I was like, this part is not helpful at all, right? Because you're not giving me any Like, what? I need some more specific things, right? Like, if I have a student that has dyslexia, I need to know like some very specific things to be able to help them. It doesn't, obviously it's not going to work for everybody, but can you give me like a couple things that are like specifically helpful to them? And they were like, oh yeah, you can shorten their assignment. It's like, I can do that.
I can do that already.
Anyway. Yeah, I already do that for my kids, right? Like these are universal accommodations, right? I'm like accommodating their needs, right? Hence the term. So like this is very unhelpful. So she talked a long time about things that were not useful.
Oh no.
like, oh my gosh, really?
And that is incredibly frustrating because you want to be able to help, right? You want to be able to go, okay, yes. You student, here are 2 things you can do, or here's what I can do to the assignment. Oops, excuse me. That will help you. And instead it just kind of feels like, I don't like a shot in the dark almost of like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Like I was at least looking for like a, maybe at least like, here are a few strategies geared specifically for this that you can try and see if that helps, right? Because it's not going to, you could say like, oh, it's not going to work for everybody, but this is a good base, try these things, right? Now I got, give them more time. Yes. Like, have them read the assignment out loud to them. You think? Or you think if you have a reading difficulty, maybe listening to the assignment's a good idea? No kidding, man. I already know this. Like,
oh no.
Again, have them so we'll have them give answers verbally. Yeah, no kidding. Like these.
Hey, we're really cooking now, buddy.
These again. Yeah, I don't know. This is annoying. Like these are things that I already am doing like all the time in my class for like other kids. So like, this is not like a new thing, right? Because one of the things, sometimes when we're doing work with some of my other special education children's, right? One thing that's really useful is like, I'll just ask them a question and they tell me the answer, and I'll just write down exactly what they said. Boom. I'll type it on their thing for them because they can't, typing is hard and you can't spell, so typing is blah. Speak to me. I'll be your speech to text. Just tell me what you want. I'll type it. Boom. I do quizzes like that with some of them. I was like, you come sit here. Boom. Let's go. And then, we take the burden of having to spell words off of them. All of a sudden, it's like a less stressful environment and they do much better. Right. So it's like, wow, fast, bow, done. So again, but these are not like new strategies. There was no new strategic information presented to me. So I became distressed. Also because I was reading much faster than the lady was talking. And so I was like, no. Oh. It was a very, very stressful day. But then luckily after lunch, I didn't have to do anything else. So I sort of like went upstairs and hid and like thought about, what am I doing? Where am I in my life? What's happening?
Midday existential crisis.
Yeah. Well, it was like that. Plus, like it was basically that, but sort of enshrouded in that I'm coming back to school now. Like, where was I? What were we doing?
Okay.
That. Like, where am I in my lesson plans here? Where are we? What's next? That kind of stuff. And I developed my whole new January project. So, my graphing challenge. Did I tell you it was going to be a graphing challenge? Did I tell you about this?
No, I didn't know.
I decide this on the fly. So I decided that our making a thing this month, we're going to make some graphs because we need graphing practice. One of the science things that we're supposed to be focusing on is interpreting data. So our little monthly challenge is to make a survey about anything you want and then graph your data in a bar graph. Kablam. So try to make it a little bit more fun, right? I know it's not like as exciting as throwing a pumpkin down the hallway, but you know, it is useful and a key science feature. So we're going with that. I printed off a bunch of graph paper. I surveyed the staff on Monday, and I have created a big giant bar graph of the staff's favorite pizza toppings on the board. So it's like their like their thing, right? So for their example graph, right? Like here's an example. Here's what the graph look. You remember the y-axis? Remember that? Oh, you remember graph labeling? Oh my God. Oh. You remember titles? Remember that? That's what we need.
Put it all now. It's coming all together. Watch this, people. All together now.
Remember not putting all of your data in a small, teeny corner of the graph? You remember that? That's what we don't want right now.
I sure do.
I sure do. Right? I have like a very, I don't know, like I have a, when I have an interesting perspective on this, right? Because I've seen, I worked as an aide in the high school for a long time, right? So I have seen many, many, many high school biology students make terrible, terrible graphs. So I want to do my part in 6th grade to be like, look, we need to talk. We got to get ready. Because the science EOC in high school, there's always a huge graph on there. There's always some big thing like make a graph. It's like your performance event or whatever they call it officially, right? Like make a graph. And so I was like, I need to help out. I need to do my part as a science team member.
It's like, look, guys, I am helping. Look, there's one thing, okay? I just do this one thing for me. Everybody needs to get this question right in like 4 years, please.
Yeah. Tell them. Right. And so I thought it was nice too, because it's like a, I can't remember the official term for this. My like supporting standard or secondary standard, I guess. I have some about graphing, and we do graph a little bit, but like it's usually mostly towards the beginning of the year when we do some of our graphing practice and projects and stuff. So I was like, here's an opportunity to do more graphing. Yes. Like
it's all coming together now.
Because we do like graph reading, right? I try to have graphs and stuff in my presentation so that we can look at them and like learn how to read them. Because you know, science graphs are like weird.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you're like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, you're like, yes, nothing makes sense. Anyway.
Yeah. So like we got to start somewhere. So we start by looking at a lot of graphs, but I needed something to like make another graph, but like I have no other thing in my lessons about, like it doesn't fit anywhere else really. Like I can't find another place to like stick it. So I was like, what if we make it our bonus challenge? Graph making.
Yeah.
Right. I know it's kind of boring, but first month back, right? It's a nice way to ease into it, right? And it's important, and we need to do more of it anyway. So throw it on there, I guess.
Well, I will say that it is helpful to as an alternate method of trying to understand the world around you with the graph, right? Of going, I can put information in a visual representation so that I can better understand it or interpret it. I mean, that's plain and simple. That's what graphs help you do. And it's going to be useful for you to be able to visualize that kind of information, whether it's for a class or not. I mean, it could be something as simple as like understanding insurance premiums or how you relate to something else, or like, I don't know, but like it kind of never goes away, the need to do that.
Yeah. Well, we tell them too. I tell them that it's like very nice to have a visual picture of what's happening, right? Like I could I just give you a list of numbers? Yeah. But like, I mean, that has its own use. But for a very quick like understanding of what's happening, the visual thing is very immediate, right? Because I could have written numbers about all of the staff's favorite pizza topping, right?
Mm.
But my bar graph is very striking, right? I made sure to I use my meter stick on the whiteboard, right? Nice straight bars, okay? And I made sure to shade them all different marker colors, right? I told them that's important. When you do your graph, I would like you to add color to your bars. They need to all be different colors, right? Because if they're all pencil, no one can read it. Right. Talked about that. Also, spacing. Spacing is important, right? If you make a bar graph and all your bars are touching together and smushed together, first of all, technically a histogram. Okay. Nobody likes that. And
No.
It's hard to read. All right. And not a bar graph. So that's what.
No. Well, yeah, and it's that's an interesting that decision to go. Is this a table? Is this a graph? Is this some other kind of figure, like displaying?
Oh yeah,
How?
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh no! But that's what you're talking about here. Like, look, I can give you a list of numbers, and it's all the same data, but it's going to be much more impactful to you if placed in this
forms.
way, right? It's much easier to interpret, much easier to see patterns, and make inferences from.
I thought about giving them the option of making like one of 4 different kind of graphs, right? But I thought, no, I feel like we've already done a lot of bar graph talking. We've already looked at a lot of bar graphs.
Sure.
I think we'll just stick with bar graph. Right. I thought about being like, oh, you could do one of these like in like make 4, like with the same data, but like present them in 4 different ways, you know? I was like,
tempting.
At least this year. Right. Because I didn't want to like turn them off because you could do a pie chart, but you got to do like a lot of math, and they don't like math.
Oh yeah.
So figured like division of decimals would be like, oh no, or like the plot, like the dot plot thing, right? Where you do that or whatever. I can't remember what it's actually called, but where it's like it's basically a bar graph, but you just put dots over the number or whatever. It could work there, but I thought bar graph it's very visual striking. We still know about the parts of the graph. We still have to label our axes appropriately. We still have to talk about making an appropriate title. These are all the other important things about graphs, right? Just title your graph, man. Like that's all you gotta do. Just title it good and make it good, right? We talk about how scientists are boring, but then you know exactly what you're looking at, right? Don't be like, you can save your creative stuff for the creative writing class, all right? But not right now. We don't.
Yeah, it has to be. Understanding that, like, look, all of this is information, and something that you may try and drive the point home with that is the graph, the figure needs to be able to exist on its own, right? Like you should be able to look at this and have everything you need to understand what's going on.
Yeah. And you can ask like tons of different questions and you get from this one picture, right? Like, the basic, like which one's the most, which one's the least, right? But you can also quickly be like, oh, what is the difference in, preference for these 2 things, right? You can say, oh, look, real quick, I can say, oh, look, 6 more people like this than this one because it's so visually laid out, right? You can have that kind of thing. And so yes, that's that's what I did most of the day yesterday is I compiled and sent an email to the staff, right? And I also had to make, and so I was talking to them today too about forming their survey question, right? It's like, I would like you to have like present this to your fellow students with the question that has options already for the answer, right? Because if you give like a big open-ended question, right, you're going to get way more data than you can graph, right? You might end up with like 20 different data points, but you don't want to graph 20 bars on a bar, right? You don't want that. So like, you need to limit your scope. right? So if you're going to talk about like pizza toppings, you need to give them like 5 choices. Out of these 5, which one is your favorite? Right. Otherwise, you get like crazy. You just get way too many responses. You know what I mean? Your data set will be too wide because you need it to be narrowed down. Right. So we talked about that too. I was like, present them with choices. Option 1 through 6, whatever. That way you're like focusing in on the question you want answered. If you're going to ask somebody like, what's their favorite football team? Like, give them 6 or 7 choices and say, out of these, which one would you say was your favorite? That way you don't have extraneous data floating around. And you have to like, otherwise what you get is like, you'll get like 12 answers and you're only going to use like the 5 or 6 most popular answers. So you're just going to throw away everything else. You know what I mean? So
well, and it takes knowing a little bit of information about what you're asking for, or your what should I say? What you're expecting to find, because the answers that you have to be relevant, right? They have to actually be informed by some prior knowledge, so that you're not just going completely, off the rails here.
Yeah. And again, in my survey to the staff, this sort of showed up, right? I was trying, I said out of these, toppings or whatever. And I still had people be like, oh yeah, any vegetable. That's not, I can't use that. Right. I can't put that on there. Right.
Like, turns out not helpful.
Yeah. Like not a helpful piece of information. Anyway, like I'm just going to throw it out there and look. So I wanted to narrow it down to like, just a few to make my bar graph. So I didn't want to have like a giant, I didn't want to graph a whole bunch of things. I just had one person say, I like this. That's not a helpful graph. It doesn't show me information, right? Maybe I should change the title of my graph to most popular pizza toppings. I don't know, but I don't want to. But yeah, what I was struggling with yesterday is making a survey and data analysis project for 6th grade science students. I also made a big sign, not a big sign, but a sign. I make signs to go with all of my projects that I hang out in the hallway so that people can see them.
Sure.
And this one, I just made a big sign that says survey set.
Oh, how many got the reference?
I haven't hung it up yet.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to hang it up before I introduced it, because then everyone would be like, what's that?
I'm building tension here. Hold on.
Yeah, like calm down. It's 6th graders are maddening because, like, on one hand, it's like they don't pay attention to anything at all.
Sure.
Right? It feels like that. But if you change one thing in your classroom, they're like, what's that? Where'd it go? What's that? What's this? What? You're like, what do you mean? What's happening?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Like, you don't ever know where your pencil is, but you saw that I moved this book. Like, what are you doing?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's so weird. And I just have to be like, I'm going to tell everybody when class starts, because I'm not going to say this 70 times. Right? I'm not going to tell everybody individually. No. That's not a good use of our time together here. I was like, oh, just wait. I'll tell everyone in a minute. Especially when I get stuff up for experiment, I like put one thing on the table. What's that? Why do you mean? Hold on. Do you have your pencil? No, go sit down.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing ever. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's so weird.
Yeah, because I don't understand why they would be so invested in that above all things.
I don't know. Well, it is a character trait of 6th grade that we are nosy.
Okay.
And we want to know things.
Okay.
Right. So This is the other. It's really maddening, right? Whenever we start to be like really concerned about what other people are doing, you're like, "Aha! You are now officially a sixth grader. Look at that!
Oh, look, a broader world outside.
Yeah,
Here we
you're a
go.
nosy person,
Paying attention.
Bam. So and that might be part of it, right? Or maybe they just are. I don't know, hiding their observation powers. I don't know. We got to do something. I just always think it's really funny. Like they like have no idea what's going on ever. Put one cup on the table. What's that? What are you doing today? Like, what nothing. Sit. It's a surprise. I don't know.
Well, yeah. It's one of those things of you'll never. I don't know. Just yeah. How do you? I don't envy you. Basically, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
sorry.
You'll never understand them. They're
right. I don't think they're meant to be understood. I think that's part of it. It's
it's dangerous life, you know. Just
right. Yes. It's hard. Oh, well, hopefully, maybe with a few more snow days, things will soften up a bit.
All right, we'll see. Don't know. See how they handle being back from Christmas break. It'll be a little weird. Today was a little. The first day is always weird, right? So we'll see if we can settle into some sort of normal. I don't know. We'll see. See how it goes.
Whatever that is.
Rein them back in,
yes.
Right? Because they've spent 2 weeks at home, like not speaking, just like hiding in the room, like not interacting with people, or they've just been shouting everywhere. That's kind of the two normal what happens at home. Like they either just like go in their room and like sit there and play or whatever, or they just are yelling all the time.
Yeah.
And so we have to come back to school and be like, stop shouting. Hey, I'm standing right here. Why are you yelling?
It's okay. It's okay, people.
Yeah. I did that somebody today. I just started whispering at them and they were like, oh, sorry.
Like, Power move. Whoa. Dude.
I was just sitting in a chair talking to them and they were just like, yeah. I was like,
yeah, I mean, I get real shouty especially whenever I get excited. I mean, I'm an easily excitable person, and so I do get loud. But also, whenever I have, it's obviously very worse. Whenever I get ingested or have sinus pressure or things like that, and I just I can't tell at all what in the world is going on, as you know happens to most people. And it is, I know when it's bad whenever I'm talking, and Megan's face like contorts, and I'm like, oh, am I talking really loud right now? Like, I'm very sorry. I'm gonna turn down the volume knob a couple of notches. I'm really sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to.
Yes. I understand that too, because I'm a loud person, but like, it's all the time. Right? It's like about anything. They're just like, oh my gosh, my shoe's untied. But they'll just like yell. Like, what? We didn't need to know that. I'm not. No, that's not important information.
Yeah. Actually, thank you for announcing, I guess. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Very odd, but we'll see. We're gonna try to. It's also hard because, like I said, potentially have them today, tomorrow. Question mark after that, right? I don't know what's
right. Unknown
weather permitting, unknown, unknown time, right? So it's a little bit like, oh dear, what's gonna happen? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But it'll be fine. But yeah. So yeah. Hectic week of only being in school for 1 day so far.
Yeah, sounds. I'm exhausted. This is very unsettling. I don't know. Jeez, sorry. I can't imagine what a full week's going to be like for you. This is going to be a little rough. Off to a good start this year. My goodness. Oh, well, we ours hasn't been nearly as exciting. I mean, we've been just dealing with the snow like everybody else, and which has been, it's been interesting to see some of the staff's reactions to it, as far as like what they are okay with doing or not. or what their questions are regarding around it. And, so how some are like, yeah, absolutely, I totally understand, we still have to do this, and others are like, do we have to go take care of it? Do we? And I'm like, nobody else is. And so it was pretty jarring because we take care of several people who have health issues and are homebound. And so we take care of their pets for them. And we showed up to take care of their pets, but like their home health aides called out. It was a little like,
oh, awkward.
I'm okay. Yeah, like here we are. Here we are. Hi. So, and I get like, everybody has different policies and whatnot, but ours is, look, if you can get out, we need to get out. Like there's really no other option. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like obviously if like the city has closed and there's like a travel ban, like where we won't, and we'll show up later, but like
because you still have to be safe, right?
Yeah,
like, you have to be safe and all that.
Yeah, so it's a weird line to balance of going like, no, like people and pets rely on us, and if they don't get out, like it's an issue. But also we are hyper aware of safety, and because nobody wants to be stranded, or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, we have to walk that line, and just seeing where everybody else's comfort levels are as well, because we have people who are from out of state and have never driven in anything closely resembling winter precipitation. We have people who are super comfortable in it and like relish in getting out and skidding around, and we so like the whole gamut too. Lord. I'm like, well, okay, well maybe let's not kill ourselves here. That'd be great.
Yeah, calm down a little bit, right?
Yeah. But it was it was wild being out in like the 40-mile-an-hour winds going from place to place. It was like, this feels
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was like, this definitely feels one of those Hoth moments, for sure.
True.
Oh, yeah. But yes, that was some discussions that we've been having with everybody. Is just, it's all inclement weather time. People, hello, welcome. Like, this is where we are. We've done really well this year to not have to have these kind of discussions, but time has run out, people. So it is what it is. But it's been the biggest thing, is just talking with clients too about that. And I've also been doing a ton of phone interviews. So for staffing back up. So we kind of we coasted, just being honest here, through the end of the year, because I was like, I can't. I am very tired. I cannot focus on doing all of taking care of the visits and then doing interviews and all that stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and wait till the first of the year to post our job. And a lot of people have applied. A lot of people have also ghosted us. Like just today, yesterday I had 3 people not answer their phones. Today I had 2 people not answer their phones out of 6, both days. So yesterday was a 50% hit rate on phone interviews, which doesn't feel good,
Yeah, no. A little rough.
But yeah, so we're back in that swing of everything, and just it's I don't know, it feels weird.
Yeah, that's a odd place to be, right? Like, it's, but hopefully you can get it ironed out there so you can have walking the dog.
Our insurance company that we use for the business, you can add people to the insurance just by going to their website and adding a person's random name. In order to get them removed, they have to have it in writing, which means you have to email them and you have to say, hi, I am so and so. Here's our policy number. We need you to remove this person. Please let us know when this has taken place. And that's the only way to remove an employee. And it's really,
That's really annoying. Like,
really annoying.
Why?
Really annoying.
Why?
It's so easy to add people, but if you want to take them off, no. Here's this. You have to send it in writing. And I'm like, what? Why can't you just have a form on your website of like, I click a button and I say, please remove this person and I hit send? Like, I just don't know why it has to be
Yeah, that would make sense.
complicated. So every month I have to sit down and I have to verify that the right people are in the right thing and the wrong people are off, and like just go through that process. I was doing that yesterday and I realized that last month when I did this, I had asked them to remove a bunch of people and they did not get removed. So my list.
Oh my gosh, what?
I'm just going to breathe. I'm breathing. So now I had to be like, hi, I need all of these people. Please respond to me. And then they did. And so I was like, okay, let me go check. It was just, if you made it less complicated, I wouldn't have to ask so many freaking times. Like, it's ridiculous.
That is crazy. Like, it'd make it hard, I guess. I mean, it makes sense if they're like, I guess I can kind of see why you would do that because they're on the whole policy. And so you have to be like, are you sure? Make it official so somebody doesn't get like dropped accidentally from somewhere. Because you're like, yeah, take gym off. And they take off the wrong gym. Right. It's like a whole thing. So you'd be like, this person, and here's the ID number on this policy number. Like, it makes sense, but like, still annoying. There's not, it is weird that there's no place on the website just do that. Right. Like, you just can't go in there and be like, okay, edit policy. Take like it's a box, right? Like go into your policy and your thing, and there's like all the people, and then you can just like click somebody and be like, remove. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Why does that not exist? Right? That needs to be some better UI here.
Well, and just like, can't we anyway? Like, I'm surprised they don't have me fax something in. You know, I'm just like, okay.
Oh, don't let them hear you say that.
Oh, right.
They'd be like, oh yeah, dust off the fax machine because there's something that people love. It's that fax dialing noise. Oh no,
that's a good point. Yeah, they'll be like, yes, absolutely. We've been in the wrong this whole time. What we need is a more nostalgic feel about this. So people feel like it's a personal
certified mail. No, yeah, make you send it like that. Like
exactly. Signed. Signed in with a notary.
Oh no, not the notary. That's terrible. The hardest thing in the world to do. So bad.
Right. And there are some people who do that. That is all they do is public notary service. And they make a really good living at it.
Really?
Yeah. They do mobile.
I can operate a stamp. I can do it. I could do this.
They do a mobile notary and they just drive around.
What if I make a notary stand? It's like the lemonade stand, but with a notary, and you can just drive to me. You just drive up, give me your payment, slap, right? See you later. Give me paperwork. Done. Like,
or mobile. Hey, here while we're putting together our mobile coffee bakery plans, we can just add a public notary to the back of it, and we'll
it's on the backside.
Really confuse everybody.
And that's not confusing at all, right? Yo, come around to the back. The special services. Get the notary thing. That big. Like, I keep wanting to say stamp, but it's not a stamp. It's like big old weird like imprinting thing, right?
Yes, it is very odd.
Just like whip that thing out. All right, man. Give me $20. Splap.
Okay, well, maybe not that, but we'll make it a little more.
Okay, give me the paperwork also. It's fine. What a combo service.
I know, right? It's quite fun. Quite fun. Muffins and notaries. There it is. There's the name of the.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I
Oh,
am
yeah.
like, so there is the new coffee place here in town just opened up, right? And I'm mildly annoyed because it's drive-through only, but I can walk to it.
Oh, no.
It's like walking distance from my house, but it's like drive-through only thing. I was like,
Okay,
man, that's kind of lame because I just want to walk there. Like,
yeah.
I can like it's basically on the route that we walk. You know, when we go for walks after school, it's like on the route. It's like right over there. It's like right, just like turn one little thing. It's right there. Like, I can't. There's no like window.
Wow.
It's like only a drive-through thing. And it's weird too because they built it from scratch. They like built this whole thing as only a teeny. It's a drive-through deal. It's weird.
That is frustrating. Like, there's no walk-up window at all. No way to.
Yeah. I mean, it's in a spot that like no one else would probably walk up to it.
Well, sure.
Right? But I'm saying I could walk there like very quickly. And
I could be there. Ride your bike there.
Right? And it's like, yeah. I mean, I could ride my bike to like all the other ones, but like,
well, sure. But anyway, shh.
I mean, I ride my bike when I do ride my bike when it's not -5 degrees outside. I ride past like 2 other ones.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
I mean,
that's
one of them is like a building, and then the other one is like where the dude parks the coffee truck thing. Right.
Huh.
He has like a it's like a food truck thing, but it's a coffee truck. And it's usually parked like close to the route that I ride. It's like on the other side of the road. So I could get there, but like
oh, cool.
I could see it. I can see it. Right. And I ride by the other one. There's like a shop, bakery. I don't know what else is in there. They have coffee in there. I don't know. But yeah, I can ride by like the 2 other ones, but I can't ride it to this one because it's a drive-through only. My bicycle probably won't push the treadle, right? It's like hop on it.
And you don't want to be that guy with them sitting inside watching you come around and you jumping up and down on the treadle. And then aggressively bike off because you're frustrated.
Yeah, I'll just go to the other coffee place that has probably the one that's the coffee truck because I don't even have to get off my bike that way. I have to take a bike lock and like, there's no place to lock your bike around here anyway. But like there isn't.
Yeah,
it's not a very cycle friendly place, right? Like,
well, sure, yeah.
There's a bike lane. There's a bike lane on one road.
Hey,
like, it's all the way on the other side of town. So like,
well, at least you know where you could be going.
True. I mean, like I could extremely simply ride my bike to Walmart to like get groceries and stuff, but like there's no bike rack.
Yeah, and I would
have to like latch it to like the fence or something. That's a little
or you do what I did when I was really heavily into biking everywhere for everything. When they didn't have something outside, I would just bring my bike inside the store.
I don't really want to get thrown out of Walmart.
Yeah, which they don't like. Because like I biked to my dentist's office and I just walked in with it and they're like, "Oh, you have to leave your bike outside." And I was like, I can't because there's nothing to tie it to because you guys don't have something out there. And then I just put my bike by their desk and I said, "Here's where it's going to go." So
yeah, I don't want to get stolen.
I was like, I don't want it stolen, and so I'm just going to leave it here. I'll leave it out. Look, it's out of the way, but there's definitely a bike here now. So
yeah, deal with that.
People don't like that. Here's your pro tip: don't actually do that because
but
they
actually,
will.
Where else you can put it? Like you can't,
right?
Because it will disappear otherwise. So that's not good.
No. No, no, no. Oh, goodness.
I know. So, would you like to talk about the new challenge that I have before we sign off?
The new challenge when we didn't even do the other challenge yet, but
here's my thought, right? First of all, we had this other challenge. We could do it in the future if you want, right? But I wasn't really into watching bad 70s movie after all. Also, I discovered, turns out, no, here's the other thing. Here's the weird thing, right? It turns out I was going to watch this movie and talk about a way to remake it for the modern time. They already remade this movie in 2010. And I didn't know. And apparently it is also bad. So apparently there's just no hope. So maybe we'll put that on the back burner. Retrospective for this movie. Can it be saved at all? Is there any redeeming quality whatsoever? Who knows, right? Maybe this summer I'll tackle this, right? We'll do a big expose on the losers and how to make this movie not be bad, I guess. That's what we're going to call it.
Okay,
so that's what I realized when they remade it in 2010 and the internet still says it stings. So I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, that is hilarious.
There's a lot more here that needs to be unpacked. This is going to need a bigger dive.
Okay, that's hilarious. Okay, so fair enough. I love it.
That's why I decided that we should probably table that one because it needs a whole lot more focus than I was ready to give at the moment, right?
Okay, fine.
So I stumbled my way into a different idea, right? Partly inspired by this podcast, right? And partly inspired by a list I saw on the internet that I feel we can make better.
Okay.
Right. And so listeners, I feel like our new challenge, Collin and I will list in a top 5 format your favorite ones that you like the best. Okay, that's the qualifier here. Doesn't have to be best, doesn't have to be critically acclaimed. The one that you like and enjoy. Okay, top 5 musical acts featuring siblings. Right. Because this is a podcast with brothers. It's been staring us in the face the whole time, right?
I don't know
why.
Yeah. It makes me a little scared about what other things we've skipped over.
Yeah, I know. But that still means endless possibilities for us. Gonna keep on going, right? So I figured okay. top 5 musical. I said bands to Susan, and she was like, "What if they're just singers?" And I was like, "Okay, fair." So top 5.
This is why she gets paid the big bucks. That's a good insight.
I know, right? This is why she's the boss. Okay. Right. So, top 5 musical acts featuring siblings that you like. Your top 5 favorite ones, right?
Okay.
So that's the only qualification is you have to like them. And maybe I would listen to these. Boom, done. There we go. That's what okay. Because I saw a list, and I saw a list of it was top 5 bands featuring brothers or something. I was like, a lot of these aren't even good. I don't like this list at all. Once I came up with this idea, I saw that and was like, oh yeah, no, we definitely do better than this. This is got to be better. So,
hey, yeah. Well, I think key here is that you actually have to like them. We're not just listing these for posterity's sake.
Yeah, because I think their list was these are it was successful, or it's some sort of qualifier of whatever. I don't know. I don't want to listen to half of these, so I don't know. Gotta get a better list. And there's some that they left off, and I was like, no, where's this? What are you talking about? And very obvious ones. After I sat and had to think about it for a minute, I was like, do I even know any? And then after about 10 minutes, I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot actually. And then if you look it up, right? I did some cursory research this morning just to see if this was a feasible option. Mm-hmm. It's once you kind of look it up and get into this, there's a billion.
Yeah.
Right? And it turns out sibling music groups a lot more common than I anticipated.
And just to be clear, it's not that it is exclusively siblings, but that
no.
Right. Like the drummer and the bassist can be siblings, but everybody else in the band can be
Yeah.
Okay.
There just has to be a pair of siblings.
Gotcha.
In the band. And it can be filled out with other people. Right.
I understand.
That's what I was
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of times there's like one sibling that and then there's like
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like that's usually the dynamic, which is awkward. That's got to make Thanksgiving a little bit weird. You know what I mean? Like,
and the other one.
Yeah. So like, I think that's why I was having a hard time. But then when I kind of had to think, and then I kind of looked at a couple other lists, and then there's actually, if you Google, just to give you a heads up, if you Google bands with sibling members, there is just a Wikipedia list of like 20 million that you can kind of go through and be like,
okay,
I like, so you can do that.
That's what that is such a weird. That's a weird Wikipedia page, and I'm mildly uncomfortable that exists.
It is right.
No.
It's odd, right?
This is okay. So this is one of those things of like, yes, the internet is supposed to catalog and be the encyclopedia of everything, but like, is this what we want to be cataloging? Like, I don't like what these.
I mean, I need it for this particular challenge that I've set for you. So
that's a fair point. It's necessary. It's necessary. Yeah. This website has now gotten 2 more clicks than it ever has. So we're
there you go. And also, like the title of the article, listeners, is "List of Sibling Groups."
Yeah, it's not.
It's a bit vague. And the first, I think the thing that's off-putting is the first thing that you see is that weird painting.
Yes. Right? Yes. I don't understand. A painting of brothers. I don't know
why that's first.
Yeah.
It's like,
and the 2 sisters.
The Bronte sisters painted by their brother. That's not what I was thinking about, but okay, whatever.
No. No.
There's this.
Huh. Okay, yeah, no, I'm just randomly scrolling through here, and I'm already going, oh, really? Oh, okay. And I'm only into the B's. So
there's some surprises in there that I didn't remember or realize, I guess. And I was like, what? Oh, yeah. And there's several that I was like, oh, yeah. Right? Of course. But then there was a bunch I was like, really? Them? Really? Like,
yeah,
I know that. And again, it's because I think, one of them and then like not the other one. Right. So, so yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yes, we will do this. Is this a next time thing? Discuss, or do you need?
I was going to ask you that. Do you want this to be a next time thing or a next time thing?
I'm fine with.
It's up to you.
I'm fine with whatever. We can make it a next time thing.
All right, tune in next time.
Yes, tune in next time. Yeah, that shouldn't be. I mean, there's only 17,000 entries on this. I can scroll and think.
You just got to pick 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay. So interestingly, this
with audible mentions, of course.
I'm sorry. This really takes a turn towards the bottom. It goes through all of the like the artists and music groups, and then at the bottom, it's like sibling groups in other mass media. Siblings in crime, other sibling groups, and then
takes a weird turn.
I don't know why it lists fictional sibling groups.
Yeah, that one doesn't make a lot of sense.
And obviously we understand that Brand's favorite. It starts off with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No, I know.
I didn't.
I don't know. Although the Blues Brothers, that's acceptable, right?
Oh, interesting. The Skywalkers, Luke and Leia. Those were a fictional sibling group. Did you know that?
I heard of that.
What a weird amalgamation. How is this? They listed the Mario Brothers, Skywalkers,
but not the brothers Karamazov or whatever.
No, or the brothers Grimm. Where is that?
Oh yeah, where's that? Maybe that's in.
Oh no, that's other. It's an other siblings group. Okay. I don't know why it made that.
The brothers Karamazov or whatever, not in this list.
So
incomplete list. I'm gonna add it. Just log in, add that.
Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, we will do that. That will be our challenge for next time.
All right.
And it's a musical act, not paintings of siblings. That's pretty
paintings of siblings is a weird. It's a weird thing to put on there. It's a weird thing to lead with, right? I don't understand why you lead with that. I don't get it.
Well, the interesting thing is that the photos are on the right at the top, but those listings don't happen until you scroll all the way to the bottom. It's very misplaced. Someone paid. Look, the big paintings got in there.
Painting, of course,
and paid a lot of money to have those surface. Yes, pay to surface that first. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Okay. There we go. Challenge set. Actual challenge this time.
Actual challenge.
Actual challenge. It's a good one, right?
Okay.
So there we go. So if that is it, I believe it's my turn.
Yes.
For haiku action.
Haiku action.
Right.
We're knocking him down.
Knocking him down. Picking him up and knocking him down. Right. So this time.
Oh.
Well, I'm just going to read this haiku.
Okay.
And I want to see if you can figure out if I've done my job as an artiste.
Okay.
And if you can guess the subject.
Oh, geez.
From our conversation on the last episode.
Okay. There was a lot on the last episode.
There was a lot. It was hard to zero in on one.
Real quick. I didn't take notes on the last episode because we were in person. Okay. So what I did was I threw the transcript into ChatGPT and I said list 100 topics. And then I said list 100 more and it came up with other things that we talked about. And I was like, okay, let's trim this down a little bit. So
yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. We had a returning Aaron. We have the live chaos, right? It's the whole thing. So
yes.
So we had the inappropriate sized table and chair set up. It was a whole thing, right? It was fine.
It's a lot going on. Yes.
It's a lot going on.
And I was like, I'm just going to be in the moment. I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to take notes. And then afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, I really
we went a lot of places, right?
Swing and a miss on that one.
But really, there was only one topic haiku worthy.
Oh no!
Especially after you graced us with your wiggling one for last.
Oh,
Jiggler or whatever that was called.
Yes, Jiggling George's dance routine.
Jiggling George, right? Hashtag please don't sponsor us.
Please stay far away. If your restraining order is in the mail.
That's true. Okay. There was only one other topic that, of course, I would latch on to.
Okay.
And write a haiku about. Can you guess? Ready?
Okay.
Lurking in shadow. Motives blur the lines of right. Something more than man.
Oh, is it Batman?
It is
Batman. Well, so as soon as you said the lurking in the shadow, I was like, well, that wasn't the 70s card table or train spotting.
So. Oh, could have been train spotting.
Yes. Oh, good.
There you go.
Okay. No, I like that one a lot. True. Okay. An ode to Batman.
Yeah. I didn't consider ode to card table. Maybe I'll have to rethink this sometime, but
that was where my brain went immediately because I was like, yeah, we had that weird conversation about the card tables, so it's probably no, but Batman, it's a good one. It was a good
maybe I have to rehash one about 70s design aesthetic featuring card table and dinnerware. So like
just fit all that in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, no, I like that. Batman, good stuff.
Boom.
Good. I like it a lot. Something more than man.
Yeah.
Specifically, a bat's worth more than man.
It's true. Also, justice.
Justice, yes. Perfect. Well, we will go into the night, and we will
indeed
fly away. Or something. Okay. I'm so tired. Okay. Well, with that,
same.
Oh well, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.